So a while ago, one of the wonderful viewers of the channel commented asking about whether companies do hire individuals who are not based in Qatar, like hire from out of the country to bring them here. So that got me thinking, like, although many of you who are watching the channel, thank you for that, thank you for the likes, the support that I really appreciate, are based here in Qatar, but there are also so many people who are watching from all over the world who are not based here, and I'm sure we'll be having that question too in mind, especially if you're looking to come to the country to, you know, do some work and everything. So today we'll be attempting to answer the question of how and whether it's even possible for companies who are based here in Qatar to hire you when you are not in the country. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sona, this is Middle Eastern. So let's jump straight into it and try to find out if it's possible for you to be hired, to be given a job, an offer letter if you're not based in Qatar. So to get one thing straight guys, like I mentioned in the other video, this country is full of migrants from all over the world. The indigenous Qatari people are just, they make up just about 20% of the total population. The rest of the population are people from all over the world. We have people from India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, from Africa, all over the world. Everyone is here. And most of the people who are here are looking for one and the same thing, which is to have a job, you know, to earn a living out of this country. Yes, we do have some people who came here to, you know, see the amazing landscapes, get to meet new people, you know, experience the culture and all of that. But this video is going to be targeted to those people who have been watching on the channel or on other channels on YouTube and have been wondering how possible it is for companies that are based here to hire them whereas they are not in the country. So guys, I'm just going to say that yes, it's actually possible. I've seen many cases, I've witnessed many cases where companies that are based here hire people from out of the country. But to give a little explanation on that, while it's possible, the probability of it happening is not so high. It's possible, but it's not that probable. And that's because in most cases where the company will want to require people from outside, it's usually either the individuals which they require are very like highly skilled or with no skills at all. You know, that puts you in a kind of weird middle ground where most average people who, you know, have some sort of skill or have some sort of trade or experience out of the country, companies are not usually incentivized to go after those type of people because they already have so many applicants already in the country who can fit that goal. So companies tend to hire people who are extremely skilled in that particular field, or people who, you know, just this type of companies who are just looking for general labor. So to start on the point of the general labor, you know, Qatar has some economic ties with many countries around the world. I think Qatar has very good economic ties with some of the East African countries like Uganda, Kenya, you know, all those countries around the East African region there. And this makes it easier, at least from the statistics which I've seen, for some companies here, especially the companies who are doing facility management services, you know, the ones that provide cleaners, the ones that provide home services. Sometimes they do have some kind of hiring programs where they tend to work with agencies, you know, these job providing agencies. And the job providing agencies right now will stand like a middleman for the company, and they will get to those countries. You know, we have a lot of people here from Kenya, from Uganda, who actually came to the country through that means. You know, they contact a job agency based either there in the country, or, you know, with some links here in Qatar, you know, they get up their credentials, arrange their CVs and everything, and then they are brought here on a contract basis, and then they, you know, start doing a job and all of that. So that's one sure way which I've seen, and I can testify that yes, it does happen for unskilled labor. Guys, that's the caveat I'm going to put, mostly for unskilled labor. That's how it happens. And if you're interested to come to the country through that route, I could say yes, not only in East Africa does it happen, all around the world that's possible. It's only for you to, do your research, guys. Do your research, go online, search facility management companies, search workshops, this type of events where they tend to recruit large numbers of people from all around the world to participate. Like a very good example was during the World Cup, the 2022 World Cup here in Qatar. I think they hired so many people from out of the countries to work on the stadiums, to work. Like the country was really going through the hiring period that time. So I would highly advise that you should do your proper research, because guys, the one thing about passing through these agencies is that there are many of them online that actually scam. Scammers looking to scam you of your money. So you have to be very careful with the ones that you eventually go with. And I'm just going to give you some few tips on how to go about that. Usually the legitimate companies will not require upfront payment from you. They'll tell you about the contract. They'll be very plain and straightforward with you. This is the contract details. This is what you'll be receiving. These are your accommodation details. Everything which you'll be required to know as concerning that potential job will be explained to you. And usually in 90 or 99% of the cases, you will not be required to pay anything. So any company out there who is telling you, oh, you have to first pay this money for the registration, these are fishy and sketchy companies online, you should really watch out for, because there are so many horrible cases too of many people being duped out of their money, whereas they were promised a job or whatever and it didn't pan out for them. So you should definitely watch out for that. Also, you should be aware of what the company is offering. If it's too good to be true, it's definitely too good to be true. For example, you will not be offered 5,000 Qatar riyals to come and be a cleaner in this country, guys. No, that's definitely not possible. There are hundreds and hundreds of people who are looking for that particular job at the minimum salary. I think we've talked about that in another of our videos here. So any company who is flashing that kind of abnormal sums online, it's definitely a red flag, and you should not get involved with those type of companies. Now, talking about the other end of the spectrum, which is skilled labor, we are talking about medical professionals here, maybe administrators, IT technicians, those type of very skilled fields. It's very possible for you to be hired, to come and do a skilled job here, depending on your qualifications and your former work experience, especially if you possess those type of skills, like you are not an entry-level worker. So if you're a skilled professional looking to, try out a new place, or just to change of environment or anything, depending on where you are, maybe the salary you're receiving from your current job isn't as rewarding for you based on your level of skills, your skill set which you have, then you should definitely go online and try to reach out to some of the companies that are relevant in your field here. You have to prepare all your credentials and make sure they are attested in your relevant ministries where you are, so that applying for the job online, it gives you that semblance of professionalism, guys. Because some of these companies too, though they want to hire people from out of the country, but they are very picky. Yes, it's not like you just jump into their sites, then you get calls back and everything. No, they usually have a high level of scrutiny, because they know that many of the people who are claiming to have the skill sets might not actually have the skill sets. So make sure you get all your references, all your credentials right, so that if you're placing an application, then you should stand a high chance for the company to get back to you. So guys, to touch a little bit more on the other side, the people who might not be that skillful, who just want to try out for any company to come to Qatar, my advice is that yes, it's possible. Like for example, Qatar Airways. is one of the biggest employers in this country, and they hire people from all over the world, guys. They have so many different job categories, from entry level to skilled. Like, there are always opportunities there, no matter your cultural background, no matter where you actually come from the world. I've seen all types of people, all classes of people in the society actually work for Qatar Airways. So that's a very good starting point for you if you're looking to come to this country. Go online to Qatar Airways, check on their career page, and upload your CVs, guys. And I'll just be clear on this, particularly with Qatar Airways, guys. It has to be a numbers game. If you try and you don't get a call back immediately, or get one of those messages where they tell you that right now they are looking for other applicants, or you don't qualify or whatever, guys, just keep applying. No one knows. There are so many cases. There are thousands and thousands of people who are brought from out of their countries to work in Qatar Airways. There are so many testimonies about that online. So it definitely does happen. It's just that they receive so many applications from all over the world that it makes it less probable that one application is just going to stand out from the crowd. But you never know, you might be that one application, that one applicant, sorry. So just continue to apply, get all your credentials together, your CVs, your resume, everything, your work experience. Make sure that the CV is as eye-catching as possible, so that you should have a higher chance of standing out. Also, guys, you should search online for companies that are looking for volunteers. There are some companies, international companies based here in Qatar, that are looking for maybe volunteers or people to attend some sort of workshop, those type of things which might not qualify like a job, that at least it can bring you to the country, guys. While you're here in the country, from there anything can happen. You might try to get a permanent job somewhere, or you might try to strike a deal with the company who brought you here as to being fully employed. But usually there are some opportunities that people are brought here to attend events. We just had the expo. So many people from around the world were brought to attend the expo. So do look out for those type of events which are happening in Qatar. Those are, I think, one of the good strategic ways which you can use to come into the country. So guys, that'll be all for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll definitely do an update on this video, and I'll try to leave as many links as possible to some of the things I've said, like the career page of Qatar Airways and one or two other companies that I believe that are also actively hiring people from out of the country. So do check in the pinned comment section and get that relevant information from there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the likes, all the comments. Do subscribe in the channel to see more of the videos. We will have a lot of videos coming up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a nice day. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.